at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is stay to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Yashamati Nandana, Brajaparana.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Beautiful Lalita's here. Man, is she gorgeous. Hey, Lalita Madhava, welcome. He's a hot guy too. Ecstatic dude now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Beats by SV.com.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Beats by SV.com.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Purchase
Krishna
your tracks today.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Hare.
I'll see the beat die.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga,
see the beat die.
Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda. Oh my God. Oh my Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Whew. This is amazing. It's more amazing every day. Have we found gold, man? We found the golden avatar, Lord Caitanya. We found the reason for his descent. Two reasons. To taste the nectar of this relationship relating. How wonderful it is to find a friend to relate to like this that gives so much happiness, so much benediction, so much pleasure. This is, wow. This is too amazing. This is too good that it's true, because that's when you find what is true. It's too good. It's like, no, there's nothing in this world like this. Can't be. Must be from heaven, beyond heaven even. As Radhe says, this is the amazing grace place. It is. True to its name. Isn't it nice to find something true to its name? If there was no amazing grace here, I'd be out of here, man. I wouldn't be coming. I'm one of the, we're hunters looking for amazing grace of Lord Caitanya. So turn your microphones on and we'll chant Hare Krishna Japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare, Rama
Rama, Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama Rama,
Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Jesus,
Hare
Srila
Rama, Hare
Prabhupada,
Rama,
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada,
Jesus Prabhupada,
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada,
Prabhupada,
Jesus,
Jesus,
Srila Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jesus,
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Advaita,
Prabhupada,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita,
Prabhupada,
Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita
Prabhupada.
Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri
See, I
Krishna
did
Chaitanya,
it. Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya.
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya. Chaitanya.
Shri
Sri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna,
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Sri
Shri
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri
Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna
Oh,
Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Radhe. Shri Krishna
Radhe,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. He's sucking us. Towards him.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Such beautiful devotees in this Sangha, you know. Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna have made us have some kind of beauty in this world. Kind of a rare kind of beauty. It's sometimes hard to understand. Because they're not easy to understand unless you get their mercy. The mercy of the devotees. Only the devotees understand Krishna. Because they have that special bhakti, devotion, love. But yeah, just go on like that, Verade. That's it, man. That's the essence. I don't know, this poem of Gahil Chabram just keeps coming into my mind today, so I'm going to read it. It's called Love. Then said Alabitria, speak to us of love. And he raised his head and looked upon. Then he raised his head and looked upon the people. And there fell a stillness upon them. And with a great voice he said, when love beckons to you, follow him. Though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams, as the north winds lay waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them from their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. And he sifts you to free you from your husks. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant. And then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread. For God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if in your fear you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you to cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor. Into the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all of your tears. Love gives naught but itself and takes naught from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed. For love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And I think not you can direct the course of love. Oh, and think not that you can direct the course of love. For if love finds you worthy, it directs your course. I'll leave it at there. I got to fix some of the rest of that poem. He didn't have the association of Lord Caitanya, but it's very good, up to a certain point. Oh God, Lord Caitanya spoils you. Man. This gets so conclusive. Man.
What text were you reading, Guru Maharaj? Because if I can't read it, I don't understand.
Yeah. That's it's from a poem from a poetry book. It's not Vaishnava.
I understand pieces. It's Jesus thing.
Yeah,
Pieces.
It's not worth it now. I can't explain it. You won't know. I can't show it to you. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll just send you the link there, and you can look at it later.
But it's not necessary. If
Well,
you see
you
later.
can look at it. You can look at it later. Yeah. There we go. I'll just put it in your image. Yeah. There you go. You can look at it later. Hare Krishna. Let's see here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, there's Valentine's Day. Is it Valentine's Day? Amazing, huh? Oh, appropriate for Valentine's Day. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's great, Amy. That's one of my favorite poems. Let's see here. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So what do we feel like a kid in a candy store? What kind of candy do we want? Process of devotional service. Okay, process of devotional service. Let's see, maybe. Yeah, over and over again, these verses here. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22. And text number 20. Those who perform severe austerities and penances, those who give away their possessions out of charity, and those who are famous for their auspicious activity, and those who are engaged in meditation and mental speculation, and even those who are very expert in reciting the Vedic mantras are not able to obtain any auspicious results, although they are engaged in auspicious activities. That's why I love Lord Caitanya. He's so contradictory, and Krishna. It doesn't sound like people. These things are worshipable in this world, and the Lord says, that's not auspicious. That's not it. And everybody thinks that's auspicious. Everybody thinks that's worshipable. That's why, when I'm trying to teach what is the real path is the devotee. When Jesus said, I'm the way, the life, and the truth, no one comes to the Father but by me. I love that statement. But Christians, they don't understand the depth of that statement. They think, they see Jesus. There's only one Son of God, that's Jesus. They don't understand what Jesus is. See, this is what the editors, when they have material motivation and becomes religion, they take these verses and mold them in a way that they get a monopoly on this. The corruption of the world is natural. They're natural. People they get the opulence of a personality like Jesus, and they want to possess it. See, they want to own it. See, they want to have their brand on it. So they take the conclusive statements of devotees, which means no one comes unto the Father but through the bona fide spiritual master, the intimate associate of the Lord, the real prophets, the real acharyas. Yeah, I love these statements when they're conclusive and clear, and they show, okay, that's what I should be looking for. Let me look for somebody who has the real mercy of the Lord, has the real signs. See, the symptoms and the signs of having the mercy of that being, that unknowable Lord, the unattainable Lord. And it's come here so that we can attain the Lord. See, let me look for the signs. But see, religion, that's why Krishna says ultimately abandon it, because it'll mislead you. Take shelter of truth, just like the original statement of Jesus is true. The Lord is looking very much for worship in spirit and truth, because when you become a devotee and devotion awakens in your heart, now you can worship the Lord in conclusive truth, because now you're in touch with your heart, and the Lord knows who he is and what he is, and he likes to be with the truth so that we can be with the truth as it is. And not when somebody comes here that is a bona fide leader, a bona fide representative of the transcendental Lord, you turn away from them because, well, you see, the Bible says Jesus is the only way, the life, and the truth. No one comes in but by him. That means I'm not going to be open to anything else. See, that's inconclusive. That's why I love taking those statements and making them clear. Like I could take the poem and make it clear. Because he didn't have the association. I mean, still he's a devotee. You could see there's devotion there. You could see Christians or devotees, there's devotion there. But I love when Bhakti Vinod says it's the duty of the real representatives of the Sampradaya to pluck out the anarthas in the Sampradaya, that keep it in on the level of religion. Okay? So in a sense, I kind of belong to two, the Christian and the Vaishnava. So I can pluck these things. These are anarthas, they're unwanted, inconclusive understanding of the absolute truth. Of course, it's okay in a neophyte condition, because people can't tell who has got the symptoms and the qualities of liberated soul. See, so that's kind of necessary. That's why it's there, that people are a little inconclusive, so they stay with Jesus and not go to a false prophet, because you can't tell the difference between a false prophet and a real prophet. A real son of God and a false one, right? So there's always true and false, always the true prophets and false prophets. All through the Bible, it talks about that. There's always this false prophet and the true prophets, right? There's always in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, the real acharya and the false acharya. Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there was the real Krishna and the false Krishna, right? The Pundraka. It's always true. There's always the reflection and always the light. Okay? So I'm not here. If you're too neophyte and you can, I don't understand. Okay, well, fine, you stay there. If somehow or other you're led here, then I'm going to give you more conclusive understanding to expand your consciousness and awareness of who God is and who his devotees are. Because it's not you're going to go into the kingdom of God and you're going to only see Jesus. Unless you're there with people that are very neophyte and that's all they know is Jesus, and they're not open to anything else, and God will make the okay, well, they can't understand anything more. If you're into that, I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm an expanded kind of guy. I like expansion. I'm a spandex guru. We expand here. We're not into contraction or like tight fits that stay tight, tight asses. You know, you ever see tight ass that stay tight ass? They're like this. In understanding God, no, it's only this way. No, my Lord Caitanya is very liberal. But not inconclusive liberal. He's liberal, you know, in his mercy, right? His descent in the world is a statement of that liberality, is a demonstration of his liberality to come after Jesus and to bring more good tidings, transcendental tidings, more understanding of the kingdom of God and who his devotees actually are. So it could be one family, even here in the material world. See? Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, they started to try to teach people about symptoms. See, look for the symptoms, but people, you know, still, no, you know, just give me black and white, man. Tell me what rule to follow, what ceremony. You know, the masses are like that, right? They're just sheep. They call sheeple. You know, whatever your authority is, doesn't matter whether they're good or bad. If they're in authority position, then you follow them. That's the world. See? That's why it's here. You think this is ordained by God. You know, if you can't tell, it goes for the world and it goes for religion. If you can't tell the difference on the level of the world, a good person and a bad person, if a bad person is in charge, you think they're a good person because they're in charge. That's your intelligence. And in religion, it's the same thing. And that's why, you know, this Srimad Bhagavatam is not materially motivated, and it's only understood by those who are purified in heart. See, otherwise, you don't understand these things. You'll just, oh, well, a bad person is in charge. You know, look at it. The Pope is found out to be actually pedophiles. You know, he kisses the hand of the New World Order, the reflection. You know, isn't that amazing? And people can't tell, right? Well, the Pope has got, you see his dress, right? Got a nice robe on there, right? Oh, big Vatican. I'm just saying, I'm not against this. This is the Lord's work. You know, he puts people in all kinds of places. He put Kamsa in the place of it, you know, to protect Vrindavan. You know, and you had to show that you really wanted Krishna to go to Vrindavan. You had to face possible death. If anybody would go to Vrindavan, Kamsa find out, he would kill you. See, this was Krishna, ultimately. You only went to Vrindavan if you were sent there. Like, that's why, you know, Akura, when Kamsa said, you go over and bring Krishna over here, you know, I want to kill him. And Akura says, well, this is not really auspicious, but it is auspicious because he's sending me to Vrindavan to see Krishna. And this is on his order. But whose order was it really? It was Krishna allowing that. Krishna's, he's in charge of everything. He's in charge of everything that's going on here, the 15-minute cities, all the injections, all that stuff, man. I know it's hard to believe because you think God is good, right? You know, and see, the demons say, no, God is bad. And the good people say, no, God is good. And lo and behold, neither knows that God is neither good or bad. He's transcendental. Okay? And this is all going on because people, his servants, are caught up in the modes of nature. Because of why? Started from the garden. The Lord said, right? He said, do not. Listen, you two. Do not eat the apple from the knowledge of good and evil. And we ate it. And we became under the curse. To take a side. Hellenian dialect, they call it. The Maya uses it, the good and the bad. They make up good parties and bad parties. See? Trump is going to be our savior. No, Biden. And so you take a side, man, and they're both under illusion, both of them. None of them can save you, but we know somebody who can. Those who speak conclusive truth, those who emanate that transcendental happiness of doing that, can save you. See, we're saved, and we just pay it forward, man, like that movie, Pay It Forward. We're just paying it forward, man. Pay the blessing forward. Why not, man? Teach people what these verses mean. That everything you're worshiping in this world, see, this will lay waste to your hopes and dreams. Why? Because love has broken mine. Love has obliterated my dreams that some austere person is going to save me, some goody two-shoes is going to save me, some philanthropist is going to save me, some yogi is going to save me, some Eckhart Tolle is going to save me, some Mayavadi is going to save me. And none of them know the absolute truth as it is. They know something, but not enough to save me, not really. But these verses will save me. Because they were originally spoken, spoken and written and spoken by transcendental personality. Lord Caitanya would quote these. He would love to just to savor, like, eating a great meal, like, these verses was his food and the food of those who took shelter. Okay? Like Lalita knows what I'm talking about. I love reading these things because it shows us what is the path? Where is it? He's spoken by a devotee, a connoisseur who also loves these. The Lord has given me the ability to love these things. It was so nice to hear Lalita also loving what I appreciate. The verse when, God, we're so fortunate to see Lord Caitanya in an ecstasy. Boy, Lord Krishna's blessed us to be able to see that and to appreciate it. Whether you appreciate it or not, if you see it, you're fortunate because you get purified one way or the other just by seeing it. That was Lord Chaitanya's realization. That was mine too, I think. When I read those verses in the, so long ago, and I saw that, and it was actually after the order I got from Prabhupada, I was reading those verses, and I thought, we are fortunate. And then Lord Caitanya said the same thing, but in even another way. He says, my God, I'm so fortunate to see the ecstatic devotion of an ecstatic devotee. Now I'm saved. Krishna will never leave me. I thought, wow. I guess we should be following Lord Chaitanya's lead, huh? That's why I realized that's why Prabhupada came and said, this is my approval. You're doing exactly like, yeah, show it, man. Get people, whether they react, favorably or unfavorably. Still, Krishna won't leave people who get to see that. Too much, man. See, and like the pirates, if you know where the treasure is, they kill you, right? Loose lips sink ships. You're not, they as soon as they go and bury the treasure, what happens? They kill the people there so nobody knows. But the Lord does the opposite. He shows you the treasure and where it is, and instead of killing you, he gives you life everlasting. Even the people he so-called kills, they get life. Isn't that amazing? In 10th canto, it talks all about that. Everybody he killed got liberated. That means you get some life, man. That, these yogis are trying to go for liberation. It's very hard for them. And the Lord would just chop their head off and they go right into his transcendental body. He gives life. See, even all these things, chopping heads off, all that stuff, it's all actually esoteric. Chop the head off means chop the head. The head of the snake is illusion, ignorance. Just chop it off, man. Hey, that's all. You didn't know. You come here. You came to the guillotine, man. Your head's going to be chopped off. You didn't know that, did you? I don't tell you that. We just do it. We just chop in the heads. You come here. Just put your head on the block. What's that? What's that symbolize? Don't misunderstand. Chopping your head. What's in the head? Ignorance. We chop that. Just put it on a choppy. Go Hari's a butcher. Transcendental butcher. Come here, bring that head over here, man. Let's chop it up, man. What is this? Ignorance in there. Okay, let's put it on the chop it up. And then throw it to the dogs. It's unclean stuff. You know what's unclean? Ignorance. It's not actually clean or unclean. It's just modes of nature. Just bring it over here and let me chop it up and throw it to the dogs. Right, Amy? We just chop up the ignorance and just throw it to the dogs out there, man. They like ignorance, man. Yeah, they're feeding on ignorance. Okay, if you're still a dog, here you go. There's the ignorance. We throw it. We get it out of the Sangha, man. We don't need any of that, man. We got real life, conclusive understanding of the absolute truth. Yeah. Where's that verse again? Yeah. See, reciting Vedic mantras are not able to obtain any auspicious results. All these things that people think you get auspiciousness from. And isn't it amazing? Gaur Haridas preaches the opposite, and they miss it. Look at Gaur, he's preaching this. It's not auspicious to chant Vedic. Well, I'm sorry, man. I believe what the Lord says. What am I supposed to do? Don't blame me, but they do. It's you're the one. Yeah. No, I mean, I just have these verses are true. This is real truth and not auspicious. So what is auspicious? Let's see what the Lord has to say. Yeah. And any of you auspicious persons out there, you come here and plead your case and we'll discuss it. Although they are engaged in auspicious activities. See, auspicious, you can't get auspicious result even though you're engaged in auspicious activities. Because what's auspicious in the world is mode of goodness. Or even liberation. It's auspicious. But look at Veda Vyas. He was teaching auspicious things about liberation even beyond the rules. And he wasn't happy in his heart. There must be something more deep that pleases God. Because if you understand this and you find this treasure, you know what the treasure is? Is the pleasure of God, is to please the Lord and what really pleases him. Just like these people, they're laughing. Lalita, what are you crying for? Laughing for? This is all these things. She's pleasing. Yeah, see, this is why. Hey, if you care for the pleasure of men, it's like a test. If you care more for the pleasure of men, Jesus said. That's why I love Jesus. The essence statements are great. He said, "You Pharisees care more for pleasing men than pleasing God." See, pleasing God in the ultimate sense, and I'll belt this out loudly. Pleasing God in the ultimate sense is to laugh like a madman because that you found the pleasure of God. It's like you go to a carnival, man, and there's that thing you got to use a big heavy hammer and you got to hit the bell up there. But only strong men can do it. Okay? And you go and boom. See, and just put that as the gauge of the pleasure of God. And people think, yeah, I'll hit the bell and it goes up just a little bit. There you go. You got that much pleasure of God. There's some happiness there, some pleasure. And it's always the Lord's pleasure. You don't know that, but it just appears like your pleasure only. Because you're alone. You didn't hit the top of the bell when you find the Lord's pleasure is your pleasure, and then now you're together in a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead forever. We hit the bell here. Lalita hit the bell. Johan's hit the bell. A lot of devotees hit the bell. Amy's hit the bell. Fanny's hit the bell. Govinda's hit the bell. See? See, and the people that haven't hit the bell down here, and they think it's different. Their pleasure and God's pleasure is different. And they speculate on what God's pleasure is. So they go only this far, and they say, you speculate, oh, that's bad, that's good, that's bad. They don't know when you hit the bell, man, now you're an intimate associate of the Lord. And then you just hit the bell every day. Like Lalita hits the bell every day, laughs like a mad woman there. That's the Lord laughing, and she's happy with pleasing God. And all these people can say, just, what do you do? They're just crazy, a little bit crazy, Yeah. Didn't Prabhupada said that? Everybody in the material world and universe is a little bit insane, crazy, until you realize the absolute truth, which is this relationship, man. This is all it is. Hit the bell every day. My whole thing is I'm coming to this carnival here to hit that bell, man. The pleasure of the Lord is the ecstatic worship of Him. It gives everything. It gives Him happiness, gives you happiness. That's Vrindavan. You've attained Vrindavan. You know that. The happiness of the Lord is to be with His devotees, and the happiness of the devotees is to be close to the Lord. Mutually relish this communion, this mixing. Not to be one with God and say, now I'm God. That's illusion. That's still illusion, the Mayavad thing. No, to taste each other's essence and the revelations that come from that, and on the understanding, right? Bhagavad Gita 10:10, got it quoted at least 10 times in one thing. See, those people know God. That's Guru Dev, my friends. That's the bona fide prophet. That's the bona fide acharya. Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in person to those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy. They're one of the rare persons, one out of thousands among realized souls. That person really knows Krishna beyond liberation and salvation. See, they hit the bell, man. They won the prize, the pearl of great prize. And you can get it too if you contact them. Otherwise, many lifetimes for you, man, before you get that. Lord Caitanya taught it. Oh, you want to realize the absolute truth. Oh, it's very hard. It takes a long time. He even preached like Narayan Maharaj preached that. Oh, you want to have prema? Oh, you'll be many times working on that. The Lord said the same thing. And then he looked over to an ecstatic devotee. He looked at Nityananda. Oh, but, big but. Everybody listen. There's a big but. But there's an ecstatic personality over there who's hit the bell. If you go and take shelter over there and get the mercy of that devotee, that personality, very easy you attain the highest self-realization. This is what Jesus was talking about. Those who believe in me, all their sins are forgiven. Believe in what? Believe in his ecstasy, if you could see. We don't have a lot of information about that. You don't see much. But still, we know that he must have had some ecstasy, right? And his word that come from that. See, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. See, all their sins are forgiven. That's how easy it is. That's why people come here. You see, it's like that. That's why you think Lalita could chant Hare Krishna like she does now if her sins were not forgiven? You think Amy could experience whatever she's experiencing to what she's realizing if her sins were not forgiven? This is why you got to find somebody where forgiveness of sins is available. But that means you got to hear the conclusive truth. Because look, hey, Moses, their sins were not forgiven going to Moses even yet. No, because he just spoke about rules, regulations, and mandates and didn't teach the really essential truths like Jesus did. And then Lord Caitanya comes and teaches even more, fluffs it out more, get more clear what this is all about. See, and then Prabhupada started the thing like a Moses thing in Bhaktisiddhanta because to fluff it out a little bit more, and we just take the cotton and just make it really fluffy. Like, hey man, what is Jesus? If Vaishnavism doesn't come to the point where your sins are forgiven by believing in the word of the confidential teachings of a real empowered devotee when they're giving those confidential teachings out, then you're not really delivered, because you don't know what is transcendental. They're not teaching you that. They're just teaching you Varnashram Dharma. That's why Veda Vyas was not happy in his heart. He wrote all about Varnashram Dharma. He taught it, and he said, I don't feel happy. That's why people come here. You got to be, if you're in Vaishnavism or Christianity, you have to feel that, like, God, is there something more? Oh, yes, of course there's more. But you got to meet the speaker of that more. They got to speak to you the more. Ramananda, look, Lord Caitanya said, hey, Ramananda, you telling me the glories of Varnashram Dharma. Tell me something more. Tell me something more confidential about the absolute truth. How do you think you get it? That's the only thing holding back Vaishnavas now. They need to hear more confidential things about the Lord. And the Rhythmics come and say, well, we got Prabhupada's books. What do we need you for? Anything else? Because it's got to be spoken to you, because otherwise you would get it and you would be there. Even Lord Caitanya took the position of us. Let me hear that. Let me hear this confidential truths. Let me hear what Shukadev Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit so I can understand the real path. Otherwise, look at this. You're all reading, all you living dead gurus still. I'm sorry, you're not alive yet. You got to prove you're alive by giving life to your sons and daughters. Yeah, Gaur, you didn't know I'm married, my friends. I have sons and daughters, and I give the life that I got to them. That's what I'm here for. I know I shouldn't tell you these things, but I can't help it. Loose lips sink ships. The ships of Maya, illusions. Forgot my point. What was my point? Lily, did you remember? Where was I going with this? Who knows?
I was reading Philip Michel, his comments,
okay.
and replying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going somewhere with this. Anyway, it'll come up. Oh, wow, that was deep. Okay, I'll go back to the verse. Let's see. Something. If I can find the verse. Oh, yeah. Although they are engaged in auspicious, if they do not dedicate their activities to the service of the Supreme Lord. That's why Vaidhi Bhakti is taught first, usually for people that are religious. See, you got to dedicate your activities. So they do that's called sadhana bhakti. See, so you start there. So you're dedicating your activities. So you offer your food, you go to the temple, you offer, you see, external still. You start there. See? And then gradually, if you're like, you think, okay, is there anything more deep about God? See? Then that's what Veda Vyas, he showed the same thing. Is there anything more deep about this? Because my heart ain't quite satisfied just about this ceremonial worship and teaching that and everything. See, he taught the 4 Vedas and all these things, Ayurveda and all this stuff to do with the body. Material body. And material mind, how to control this and control that. All that. Still not happy. And so that's Narada Muni comes. See, the ecstatic devotee comes and say, oh yeah, well, you just need to speak more about Krishna. See, teach about the confidential truths about Krishna in stories. See, that's why we take those stories and tell you what is the confidential truth about them. Otherwise, they're just stories. They talk about the confidential nature of Krishna and the Lord, and then you become attracted to that inner nature, and you become an internal devotee by hearing from the devotees. You get purified. See, people are caught up in the externals, right? External religion, external ceremonies, external everything, external world. See? So you listen to an internal devotee who teaches you about the internal, not external nature of God. That's the world. That's his illusions. The internal nature of God. It's more beautiful. It's more real. It's real forever. It's where real happiness is in the internal nature of God. The internal nature is a transcendental potency. See, highest truth distinguished from illusion. See, that's when you come here, we put the illusion on the chopping block. We chop off the head. All that head. The head of the snake is all those illusions you believe in and we're chasing. Remember, that's why I like the poem of Kahil Jabram. See, come where love beckons you, follow them, even though your dreams are laid waste. See, your hopes and dreams in what, Maya? Why not get the hopes and dreams of God? They're the best. It's the dream of the Lord that we reunite with him because, he finds great happiness and we will. And there is nothing in this material universe that will give that. So why not go with his hope and dream? I'm here to teach you the hopes and dreams of God because there are real hopes and dreams that we haven't even dreamed yet. Well, we're dreaming of it. We're dreaming that our hopes and dreams are in this external illusory energy. Oh, that beautiful man or woman is going to do it for me. That I know if we connect and we commune and we get together, we'll get married and we'll live happily ever after. Or if I make just enough money, I can become wealthy like Bill Gates, I'm going to find the supreme happiness. And then you don't. And what else is there? Control. That's another one. Another hope. Maya says, well, try control. It's all in control. If you can control everybody. Klaus Schwab is thinking, yeah, okay, all this money didn't give me. Maybe it's control. Let me see if we can shape the world and control it perfectly. Then I'll find real perfect happiness. You think he's going to find it? No. And then after that, what do? It's like, maybe you'll turn your mind and think, well, I did everything. What else is there? What else is there in the material universe but control and wealth? Material or subtle wealth, subtle like worship. See, what do you think people go for guru? It's a tempting. And then, is it surprising that when people saw Prabhupada, and Bhaktisiddhanta too, these people are the most opulent. You think Trump is important or any demigod is important? There's nobody more important than a devotee in this world. They have more power than anybody. They have more wealth than anybody, even though they appear poor in this world. They have the wealth of attaining the ultimate treasure in the universes, which, in all of the universes. And then when they start teaching, and they start teaching what is really real, people that really looking for the highest treasure, they start to come one by one, just like here. And you don't think there's a lot of people that are a little crooked mentality, like, ooh, I also want to be like that. There we go. If I can just become guru like that and become a charya and get people to adore and worship me, that's it. See, that's the ultimate illusion. That's why you see, Raghunath Das said, watch out for that one. Name and fame. Oh, that's donkey urine, man. That's the worst of it. But anyway, people do what they do. But that's one of the hindrances here. See, we've got the treasure here. See, you've come here. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. That's why you see the simple people that have, oh, yeah, I just love having this. Isn't it that simple? Like Fanny says, oh, it's just so nice to wake up and I got my friend Krishna with me. That's it. That is the ultimate treasure. From some good fortune, she's not blinded by thinking, oh, let me use Krishna. Let me exploit him like we exploit the world. What do you think where people are doing? Why do you think the world is miserable right now? Because people are trying to exploit Krishna's material opulences and they become corrupted. See, Fanny, she just wants to exploit Krishna, exploit his friendship. Exploit. See, there's a good name side of this. Exploit, expose that more and more for yourself and for others. See, the Lord tasting this relationship is exploiting it for yourself and exposing it for yourself, and so you get more clear. Wow, this is what it's all about. And then to share it with others. It's so good, and you become rich and magnanimous. Not rich like in the world. You become usually more miserly, or you become like Bill Gates, a philanthropist for some material benefit. You think he would just do good just to do good? No, he's got to have some profit. Even though that, it comes with a price. People get misled and bewildered because they believe in people that are materially motivated. Even for philanthropy. You know how many people are like that? The Rockefellers are like that. See, even everything, you become corrupted easily. Or even you do good deeds, right? Because you feel good, right? And then you can get, there's a little corruption in that, because then you want your name on a plaque. You see, you ever see these people in the temples? They go, you give a donation and we'll put your name up there. And people do, well, I'll get my name up there, I'll be important. See, everything's corruptible here. It's just nothing pure in this world except the love of Krishna, love of God. That's why it's so great here. That's why I found this treasure. Lalita's found this treasure. Others are finding this treasure. And our hearts get more and more purified just by communicating with Krishna, to communicating, tasting his, this relationship. It becomes the laser focus of the devotee, man. It's all they want. And it just expands more and more. And our hearts get more and more purified. We understand more and more about Krishna and pass out the prasad to others.
It makes you judge as well, this judging thing, if you're inside of that mode of goodness. That thing, it's all inside.
Yeah, it's just everything's corruptible. Yeah. Only when we get this love of God, then you can have opulences. Like, look at Maharaj Pratapurna. He was a great king. He had all these wives. He had God knows how many, so many wives. He wasn't corrupted. Can you imagine if you don't have love of Krishna and you're a king with all this money and everything? That's why they become tyrants often. You notice? In the material world, the kings usually, it's very hard to find a good king, because once they get all the opulence, they become corrupted and it's often like tyrants. That's why these people, these elites, they've been corrupted by their opulences. They become very, very much selfish, self-centered. They lose connection. They look at us like cattle. They're looking at the people like cattle. That's demoniac. So all their money has got them to become demons. They don't know it. They think even in their justifications they're doing good for the planet, killing people and all that stuff. Yeah, this is what happens in the world. Any from them. They promoting this stuff about equality and all that. No, this is equal. We're equally distributing the same message to everybody, demons or demigods. Whoever comes here, whatever sins, whatever good deeds and bad deeds, you'll be exonerated from the bondage of that. You know, the bondage of having to go to heaven or hell. You know, and you'll just come into paradise that Jesus was talking about. You know, that Lord Caitanya was talking about, that Radha and Krishna were in. Yeah, this is it, man. You know, you'll understand why Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my word won't. That's why I always speak about Jesus' essential words. They're never going to pass away. They're the ultimate truth. They're the most pleasing to God. They give pleasure to the devotees. They activate our transcendental life. That's the only thing important in this world. What can activate your transcendental understanding in life? Experience. You know, life experience. We come here for life experience. We get to experience what life is every day. See, then we get more life experience. Oh, you think it was life experience in the material world only? You know, you go to school and then you go to work to get life experience. So you're still experiencing death. You come here, you'll get life experience what real life is. And then we'll also point out, you see how this is real life and that's death. That's not alive yet. That's zombified. This is the real movie. See, this is the movie of life. This is the greatest show on earth. This is the real blockbuster. You bring your block here and we'll block it. We'll bust it. Blockbuster. See, you bring your blockheads, you know, blockhead, ignorant, stupid, foolish, stubborn. You bring that and we'll bust that block with our story, man, with our show, this greatest show on earth, man. It's a blockbuster. Hollywood. This is a Hollywood blockbuster. Literally, we bust the block of Hollywood, man. That's all illusion stuff there. And this is the greatest show on earth, revived. When Prabhupada was here, it was the greatest show on earth, man. Greatest show. Bhaktisiddhanta also. And by their mercy, this is a better show. See? Why? This is a better, yeah, of course it's a better show. What do we show in the world, man? Vaidhi Bhakti? We're showing ecstatic devotion. Must be a greater show. On the mercy of the Parampara, we're showing the greatest show on earth. Not in competition. We are working together, man. First Vaidhi, now Raganuga. Right? Yes, we're running a race, like St. Paul said, running a race, right? Prabhupada was running a race, Bhaktisiddhanta running a race, and then he ran to the end, right? And he passed the baton on, right? Gave it go Haridai, grabbed that baton. He told me, came, he said, here you go, man, my approval. Go and run with it. Okay? Bringing Krishna consciousness to a deeper level, Vaishnavism to a deeper level. Where else are you going to go but more into this ecstatic worship, right? Just boom, deeper, deeper, deeper. Yeah. So read something from the comments.
Okay, I go to Facebook. We were talking about judging, and Philippe Micheli says, there is good judging as well. I never like receiving compliments based on all that selfish desire for fame. So judging about that, yeah, of course. Of course, there you can judge if it's necessary, actually, for your transcendental growth.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's like Jesus said, judge not, lest ye shall be judged. But you don't, see, a lot of people, they try and lay that on this preaching here, my preaching here. And they say, you see, judge not, or you'll be judged. You know, you shouldn't judge and all that stuff. But Jesus, they don't know the last part of the thing. He said, my judgment is just. See, it's not by hatred. Devotees' hearts are purified, so they don't judge because of hatred or anger, material anger. See, they're more impartial, and they do the judgment for to teach the living beings the difference between illusion and truth. See, otherwise, how are you going to know? You got to see the relationship. That's why you see Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is second verse, first canto. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of others. See, people need to know what is the real guru, what is the false one. I mean, if you want to be delivered quickly, if you want many lifetimes, then don't discriminate. Don't side with the transcendental guru. Just take any guru that's in power, right? Like I just discussed earlier. Just accept anybody in the Hare Krishna movement as guru simply because they've been voted in. See, but that's an illusion, isn't it? That doesn't get you out of the material entanglement in this life because you haven't found what is spiritual yet. They're not spiritualized unless you're awakened.
Yeah.
So, how am I going to teach deliverance if I don't tell you what is illusion? Because if I just say, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it, and you don't know what isn't it, then you're going to fall into that trap very easily because you'll think, well, they're an authority. They're also guru. People do that all the time here. They don't stay around. They come, oh, yeah, I'm with this guy. My gurus are so great and everything. And you're just another guru. If you even get that, usually, see, they're so sided with illusions. They can't see the truth when the elephant's right in the room. What else?
Amy said, it's not hard for me to believe. It's like a video game that you have to find your way through and out of. You have to transcend it. I don't really understand it, but...
Yeah, I don't quite understand it either. What else?
Okay. The next one. Philip said, me is love. When Jesus said I or me, he was talking about the true self that is pure, free from the filter that the self reduces, like the resistance. And I answered, he was talking about the power of the Son of God, the chosen devotee that will deliver you. Me, look at me, I am the way, the truth, and life.
Actually, see, that's the book of John. See, the book of John was written in a third, like first person, like I am God, basically. But to be more conclusive, Jesus spoke the words of God. He spoke the truth. He would speak the scriptures. And so when you say I am the way, it's the devotee is the way, but it's what they speak is the way.
Yeah.
See, that's the idea. See, Maharaj Parikshit, when he was delivered by Shukadev Goswami, there was a person before them, but what it was presented before him was the truth. So the devotee, it's basically it's the truth about the Lord spoken by the devotee. See, that was Jesus. But a lot of people think I'm the way. See, now they it's Jesus is the way, but they don't understand the detail. He's the way because he was anointed with the Spirit of the Lord. See, Spirit of the Lord means devotion. That means you understand the truth.
And the word is God. Yeah.
So when you say I am the way, it's actually, but see, that's why devotees don't often speak in I am the way, because it's people think it's false ego and stuff. But actually, it's the word is the way.
It's the word. The word is God. Yeah.
The word, that's why it's the mantra chanting. But see, you need to hear the mantra from a self-realized soul. You need to associate with them. That's why it activates it. Otherwise, you'll just be on the surface and you're associating with even gurus who don't chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. That's why you don't see deliverance, because there has to be ducks in a row. See, Prabhupada came and didn't give full deliverance right away. He gave you rules, regulations, get it going, okay? This is the second phase. This finishes it, just like with the Bible. Okay? You got to hear the confidential truth. You got to understand more that you got to side with transcendental devotees. See, like in ISKCON, for example, or any of the groups, big groups, you got to know who is actually transcendental. If you say, I got Prabhupada's blessing fully, then you got to know who is transcendental in that group and who isn't. Because otherwise, it's all the same. It's all one. See, you can't discriminate. Oh, because that's the teaching. The main teaching here on Guru Tattva is you got to know who is a transcendental personality and who isn't. You got to know who is a real follower and who is a false follower. And you also, that real follower of the Lord's transcendental, this relationship, has to also be willing or ordered to preach these confidential things so you can understand beyond what you understand. This is the whole problem, is people don't understand the heart of Bhagavad Gita and the heart of Bhagavatam. Yeah, heart of Bhagavatam is, and Gita is, you sit in front of a devotee who has realized Krishna or God, and you hear the confidential truth about God, the esoteric nature about God, beyond the metaphors. You understand the purpose of the metaphors and the parables. Just like Jesus, he took aside his confidential disciples, the ones who believed in him, and he said, the parables, to understand them, are given to you and not to them. See? They're given to you because you're coming following me. You're my disciples and my friends. See, it's always the Bhagavad Gita idea. Arjuna, because you're my friend and my devotee and my disciple, I tell you these confidential things. The same thing, it's always like, even here it's like this. Unless you become a friend and a disciple, or at least a well-wisher coming and listening, you won't understand what I'm talking about. You see it again and again. People come here, well, they don't understand. Yeah, because you're not a friend of mine and a devotee. This is very personal. What do you think? Personality of God is a person. It's personal. Oh, you want to understand that you gotta go in the door. Otherwise, you're thrown out of the kingdom. The kingdom is you become a friend of a Vaishnava, a servant of a Vaishnava, right? Isn't that the essential truth? You don't do that, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. Because, people are crazy in the world. There's naturally, if you believe in the modes of nature, you're more or less crazy. I don't care how intelligent you appear in the world, or how big a scholar you're promoted in the world. Oh, he's so scholarly, everything. You're a little bit crazy until you love God. I mean, really deeply. Have this relationship. See, and if anybody wants it, you got to come to the devotee. They're at the door. And that means you got to become, favorable, open, their friend. And then gradually or quickly, you'll understand these very deep subject matters, otherwise not. See, many are called, right? Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube. Many are called out there. Anybody can tune in, right? But few are chosen. We deal with them. They're drawn here. What do we got? 18 people live. Most people, they got hundreds of people that come to their lives. But what are they speaking? All about the changing world. People are interested in the changing world. Everything is changing and everybody's in anxiety. They live on stress and anxiety and fear, right? So yeah, hundreds go to get that going. That's their life. Anxiety, fear. Oh my God, let me tell you some terrible thing that's going on. See? But so few, like 18 people come, they want to hear what life is. We speak life into people. What is life? Absolute truth, distinguished from illusion. You know, what is real forever? That's the devotees, right? You know, we speak what the Lord spoke in this world, and we just, you know, see, that's the life. He gave life, He gives it to us, we give it to others, right? That's how we keep the real line going. Yeah, you know, I'm here to teach what Lord Caitanya. I love it. Yeah, Lord Caitanya said the only things real in this world is Krishna and Krishna's devotees and the devotees of Krishna's devotees. You want life, you become a devotee of Krishna's real deep devotees. And then you got life, otherwise you got no life yet. And if you have a problem with that, well, you stay in the jail and we'll rattle your cage. I'll come up with my stick and go, you're in jail and we're out, you know? Yeah. Well, you just stay envious, but you know, you're going to get out. You got to come through the door, man. Door of the devotee. You come to Lord Caitanya's Amazing Grace place, you get a get out of jail card free. We give everybody a free get out of jail card. Just come here and stay here, and you're out. Nah, you're gonna do it on our own. We're gonna go to this guru and that guru, or this teacher, that teacher. We're gonna do some other way. Okay, well, go ahead. But we got this way, and this way works. You want a way that works? We prove it works every day, man. We got quality here, but people are used to drinking, you know, like wine. There's fine wine that's been aged. The devotees here are aged wine. See, we're aging every day. We're getting younger every day. You notice that? We're getting younger, more purified. See, it's like fine wine. See? Then there's the ripple that everybody's drinking in the world. They can't tell the difference. They're drunks. You ever see drunks? They drink bad wine. Yeah, a person that is a connoisseur of wine is not a drunk. They relish even just to say, see, they're relishing the flavor. See, the ripples, they just guzzle it. You ever see they put it in the cheap wine in the big gallons, you know, and these drunks drink it like that. See, that's what you do in the world. That's what you do in religion. You know, religion is full of still. It's not fine wine. It's not who you worship, man. People worshiping the Bhagavatam but don't understand the Bhagavatam. I worship the Bhagavatam by my understanding and by my glorification of the real essence of Bhagavatam. I got the order from Prabhupada, not to just, you know, if you want to go beyond neophyte, you can come here if you're ready. If not,
No wine.
Huh? What?
Only grape juice, no wine.
Yeah, no wine. Or it's the wine of the world, you know, worldly. That's why I say I don't like speculation. I don't like alloys. I don't like mixing. Like with one lady, you know, Fernando was telling, I won't mention her name, but she's like an alloy, you know, full of this and mixed up. They can't understand what we're doing. Just totally mixing things up, you know. That's why she doesn't, because she's not attracted here. She's full of alloys. And she preaches the alloys as the greater thing, and I know it's not the greater. Look. Okay, I'll kind of mention. There are people. This is the problem with devotees. They may have a little ecstasy, but it's mixed with all kinds of stuff, and they like this. Oh, I don't need anybody. I don't need any gurus. I don't need any. I just me and Krishna. What is this? That ain't. The Lord has provided beautiful devotees here with beautiful hearts, and you're not attracted. That's because you're an alloy and have misconceptions.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Don't you think Krishna likes a devotional family? And you think it's just me and Krishna and all your speculations and all that? See, well, you know, then you're going to be alone. I guess you're not going to Vrindavan because Vrindavan's full of devotees like this. You know?
You hear it on these preachings of those loners. It's not conclusive. It's not attractive for me at all.
No, because it's mixed in with their speculations. And the only way that they can advance, ultimately, they have to associate with devotees who know it as it is. It's a family thing here, man. You know, it's not just you and Krishna alone. because that means ultimately you just want to be God. Ultimately you're alone, right? Then I guess you're just going to be God alone. The Lord, we're this is the way it is, really. There's the Lord and the Lord's, not devotee, but devotees. I mean, we're lucky. I mean, if you're just one few devotees that know God in the world, you'll probably stay alone if people aren't like that, because most people aren't. And most people are devotees of the Maya, and the real devotees don't like it. I didn't like it. I was ready to stay alone, because I didn't like being with, I don't like being with, I never did. I just like those who love God, man. That's why I was attracted to anything with devotion. Real devotion, that, and the understanding that comes from it. I always felt like that. And then, see, this has evolved from that, and Jesus evolved, the same thing with Jesus. He just started preaching, obviously at the order of God to preach, and he did. And those who came to him, you see, they became his friend and disciples, and they evolved. They could you imagine if Peter and John and Paul never met Jesus? Then where would they be? They'd be more or less the same as they are. Could you imagine where people would hear? It's always, you got to be empowered like Jesus, like Lord Caitanya, like Nityananda, like their real followers. You got to be empowered to make a revolution in people's lives. Otherwise, it won't happen. That's why the whole thing with the Vaishnavism now. There's nobody I've seen empowered to cause a real revolution in people's lives. That's how rare it is to do that. Where you change, not just stay a materialistic Vaishnava your whole life. Still interested in family and material friends and society and following that course. No, revolution. We're here for revolution. We're revolutionaries. That's how, that's the kind of message. It even speaks about it in Bhagavatam, causes a revolution in the lives of people. That's when this is how we do it. You speak the truth, which is all these beautiful teachings in these holy books, as they are, and it causes the revolution. You got to speak it, though. You got to be empowered to speak it. You got to be empowered to see it. Yeah? You got to be empowered to appreciate it even. Only if Krishna gives you the mercy can you understand this here, that what I'm speaking to you. Or actually what we're speaking, the flute and the flautist. The potency behind the flute. Okay, what else? What else we got here?
Okay, try to find it. We were still talking about that judging. Eric says we all judge all the time, but judge justly or rightly, and you will help others get to conclusive truth. Amy says when coming, oh sorry.
Yeah. When you're, but that happens naturally, and you have to be really purified, and to get that just judgment.
Yeah.
That when hatred and anger and material hatred is out of your heart, then you see things justly. Like you become like Yamaraj, actually. You become as good as the demigods. You can judge like that. People, when they think of Jesus, they think of he's the judge. See, he's the judge. But it's what Jesus wants you to get to the point is that you're the judge. See, you become the judge, the just judge. Automatically, you become the just judge. See? Okay. The big judgment, the ultimate judgment, this is reality, and this is all illusion. That's perfect judgment.
Yeah. Without
If
false.
anybody listens to you, they'll understand the just judgment, and they'll become good judge too. Otherwise, and you got to get purified of that hatred and anger. Otherwise, you don't judge justly. That's why we have some people, they still have the anger. That's a good lesson for people in the Sangha. Those who still have that anger, that's poison coming out of them. See? They cannot judge justly. And sometimes they go against Guru, and they get angry at the Guru and all that stuff. Or the devotees and all that stuff, because their judgment isn't just because of that anger. It has to come out. That's part of the purification. So everybody's like that. And that's why you see a lot of the devotees here don't have that material anger so much. See? And therefore they start to understand things really deeply and clearly. They're the ones who get the good news. Really. Yeah. So, yeah. So, it's natural that we're going to attract people that are mixed and they have conditioning. Like, who had an anger problem? A material anger problem?
Peter?
Paul. But see, he still had the Holy Spirit. No, not Paul. Peter. Peter had an anger issue. And it was a material anger issue. Because, the Lord didn't wait to give him the Holy Spirit. That was part of his getting clear, Just like here, the Lord ain't waiting for people that have anger issues. If you're sincere, like those who have that anger issue, they're in their heart, they really love their Guru, and they really love Krishna, and they're attracted, but they just got these little issues. So that's why I say, don't worry, in due course, it'll all go. You'll see those people will stick. They ain't going anywhere. If they say, oh, I can't follow you, it's too bad. Krishna's stuck to you like glue, and you're not going to get him off anymore. So one way.
Get rid of him.
Huh? You can't
get rid of him anymore.
No, no. Once you become his customer, no, that's it. He won't let go. Just like, that in the Bible, that guy, it was Jonah. He tried to run him, and the Lord had him marked, probably from another life, I want to speak through you. No, he's a Jonah. No, you somebody else. I don't even like you. He would argue with the Lord. See, the Lord, he was kind of like, that Jagadananda. Jagadananda would always argue with Lord Caitanya, man. They were always arguing, and the same thing with Jonah. He had this argumentative relationship. He always thought about God, but in an argumentative, he would argue with him. Oh, what do you do? I don't want to do this. And the Lord was running after, chasing him everywhere. He tried to get away. Yeah. There's a story, even in the Saints of Raj, there's a great story about this. There was this devotee, he had a realized Guru, but somehow or other he had this desire to go to Vrindavan. See, as Krishna does these things. And he told his Guru, he says, I want to go to Vrindavan just on a small pilgrimage. I just want to go for a short time, then I'm going to come back. And the Guru knew, he says, listen, if you go to Vrindavan, Krishna is going to catch you. He's never going to let you leave. No. Even if Krishna told me, I'm going to come back, and because you're my Guru. See, he was very dedicated. He loved his Guru. He said, I just feel I just want to go to Vrindavan, and this is going to go for like 5 days, and I'm coming back here. And the Guru said, watch out, man. Krishna, he won't let you come back. And so he went. He went to Vrindavan, stayed just a while, and then he's ready to go. And Krishna appeared to him and says, no, I'm not letting you go. I got your association now. You can't go. And the devotee argued with him. I made a vow to my Guru. I'm going back to him. So I'm leaving, and he packed his bag. There's a few things. He was kind of like a beggar type, packed his little luggage, whatever he had on his backpack, and he left to leave Vrindavan. And he just kept going around in circles. He couldn't find his way out of Vrindavan. He could never leave Vrindavan. So what's the moral of the story? You think it's just some material story of some boy and other boy and like this? No, that's the way it is. That's why people that is even here, they say, I can't follow it unless I can't follow this man. Yeah. You can't get out of Vrindavan. Sorry, Krishna won't leave.
No, the door is closed.
So you can cry all you want, you can try to get away, go somewhere else and everything, but Krishna won't, I know who Krishna is branded as his cows. Ecstatic devotees, man, he's branded you. You can't ever get away. Even people may leave the Sangha on the outside, but if you got that, you won't, you may get covered up for a while or something, but you won't leave. That's our good fortune, isn't it? Because Maya can get really bewildering. So, wow, 21 people. Yeah, I think we're doing good. We can get like anything over 15. That's fantastic. Lolita's classes, they're filling up too. You get 10, 12 people. That's good. Hey, man. It's great. Yeah. So we'll play the Fanny song and then we'll take a little break. Yeah, I got a little more sleep today, thank God. Yeah, that's great. Got to start a little early today. Shoot.
Sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bo. He will wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Hari Bo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. What's the value of your life? It's devotion you don't get. Hari Bo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart. Take it with you when you part. Haribo. Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his praise. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Yashamati Nandana, Brajaparana, Haribo, Haribo. Jehovah Adonai, Yahweh Yesu Kristu, Haribo, Haribo. Gajajana Parana, Ashura Kurana Shana, Haribo, Haribo. Al-Rahim Al-Malik, Al-Muhaymin As-Salam, Haribo, Haribo. Shirata Vallabha, Vrindavanatapa, Haribo.